Bonjour à tous, comment allez-vous? Hello everyone, I'm Kelvin, I'm back with another vlog video this week. So what's happened for me in French this week? I had my first conversation online through Skype, and it was nerve-wracking. I was nervous, it was hard to understand things. But it was my first conversation after 14 days of studying French, so I expected it to go a bit yeah, so how do I see the conversation? How do I feel like the conversation went? I understood some of it, but a lot of my vocabulary is just passive and it's not an active vocabulary. That's to be expected after 14 days. I really struggled to get out sentences at any speed whatsoever, or even knowing what I was saying, mixing up words, pronunciation, but that comes with speaking for the first time and being nervous. It is absolutely normal. So if you feel like that, or if that happens to you, it's normal. It happens for everyone. But how do you get good? You make these mistakes and you keep going every day. I felt a bit disheartened, to be honest, after my first conversation. I thought it'd go a lot better, but it didn't. But I didn't give up, I kept going. I've made a commitment to learn French in 6 months, and this is what's going to get me there. What I would say, just don't give up. You're going to have good days that you feel like, oh, I'm really getting good at this language. And then you're going to have days that are really not so good, and you're going to feel like, why did I bother start learning this? But the people that learn a language and speak it are the ones that don't give up, and they look at where their mistakes are, and they film themselves speaking, and they be like, oh, I could have said this instead, and they reflect. So that's what I've done, but it's made me re-evaluate how I'm studying French. So I've doubled down on my focus on learning the top 1,000 words in the language. So it gives me the more bang for my buck. The 80-20 rule, for those that don't know about the 80-20 rule, it's, for example, 80% of the wealth in the world is owned by 20% of the wealthiest people, basically. And with language, if you use this rule, you can start to understand the spoken language very quickly if you focus on the top 1,000 words, which should give you about 92% of the spoken language, basically. And so I've redoubled my effort into learning these. I've also started writing mini milestones. I've done a daily routine for myself. So I make sure I listen to at least 1 hour concentrated listening of 1 hour of French a day. And then I will also be doing 30 minutes of vocabulary training. I will be doing 15 minutes of grammar study, so the most common verbs and in the most common free tenses, to get me up and running so I can start having conversations. I realised when I had my first conversation that I didn't know some of the tenses and I really struggled to speak. So that's made me refocus on that. And then also I think it's very important to take time out to review what you've studied for the day. So every day I'm reviewing what I've studied, and I'm just making sure I'm keeping on track. So this is what I drew out a little calendar for myself. Did it in French so I get used to the days. So this is it here, and it's keep me accountable throughout the days. Every day I do an hour of listening, I can exit off on the mark. In hindsight, I wish I focused on understanding more question words and just getting used to conversation. So I've been listening to slower speaking French, but I realised that I need to start listening to normal speed French, because how do you get good at listening to normal speed French? By listening to normal speed French, obviously. It's not going to help listening to slowly spoken French when it's not spoken like that in real life. Your ears are not going to get attuned. So you just need to throw yourself in there and start listening. I feel that I'm not learning when I'm listening to normal speed French, but I pick out some words and that's what counts. As long as you pick out some words, then you know you're on the right track. I will be using I'm looking for accurate subtitles with French TV series and YouTube videos and YouTube accounts. If you do have any recommendations, leave them below. That would be really appreciated. But for the rest of the video, I'm going to show you the highlights of me talking. I will be showing me talking okay, and I will be showing me struggling. This to show you how normal it is for your first conversation, or your first few conversations in French are going to be like that. I'd rather show you my journey where I'm struggling, and then you can see me at the end when I'm able to express myself decently in French. I wouldn't say fluent, but to a decent level, and I can hold a conversation and not be slow and responsive, understand everything that's coming at me. Paris est la capitale économique, la capitale politique et la capitale culturelle de la France. La ville compte. La ville compte beaucoup. La ville compte beaucoup de lieux célébra dans le monde. Célébra.
It's not célébra.
Okay.
It's not any at the end. It's célébra.
Célébra. Lieu célèbre.
Oui.
Dans le monde entier. Le monde entier comme la tour Eiffel. Lac de Triomphe et Notre-Dame de Paris, les musées du Paris, Notre-Dame du Paris, les musées parisiens aussi sont très connus. Il y a par exemple les musées du Louvre. C'est le plus grand musée de France. On peut voir dans les musées du Louvre des tableaux magnifiques. Paris est la capitale économique, la capitale politique et la capitale culturelle de la France. La ville compte beaucoup de lieux célèbres.
Yes.
Okay.
Paris est la capitale économique, la capitale politique et la capitale culturelle de la France.
Capitale de l'Angleterre et Londres.
Très bien.
Je n'ai jamais visité le musée du Louvre, mais j'ai déjà visité la tour Eiffel. Le tour Eiffel.
Petite
Je n'ai jamais visité le musée du Louvre, mais j'ai déjà visité la tour Eiffel.
Très bien.
J'ai visité la tour Eiffel avec ma femme et ma fille. Je suis apprends le français dans ma maison. Thank you for tuning in this week. Don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram where I post daily and it's easier to get back to me and I can communicate with you quicker. If you do have any questions about my French journey or if you want to give me any advice, I appreciate it. I'll give the link in the description for my Instagram. Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe, like, and tag a friend or share it with a friend. I would appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm. It helps me get out there and it shares the journey with other people that are enthusiastic about learning French or just any language in general, and it might give them the kick up the bum to get it done. See you later, guys. And girls.